What's your name, my man?
Hi, my name is Ishan. So I kind of shuttle between New York and Delhi. Set up my first internet business way back in 1998. I'm going to pick up two aspects of what you talked about. First thing you said was, when marketers get to something, they kill it.
Yes.
Don't you think? So, secondly, you talked about the Facebook back pages.
Yes.
I recently booked tickets and a hotel room in England. Post my booking, my Facebook news feed was suddenly filled with offers of hotels in London.
That's right.
It pissed me off.
Correct.
Don't you think Facebook is now over-marketing itself to the last point we had, that it's becoming an invasion of privacy, where I actually raised my hand and said, don't call me, send me a text if you want me to call you back?
Not yet.
Why do you say that?
Because I look at the sales, the numbers. The only reason your theory, as I set up, is 100% correct. That day will come. If Facebook stops innovating, Facebook impresses the fuck out of me. They're the only company that has continued to innovate. When they started going into not showing every page's stuff, everybody complained. What I realized they were doing was they're trying to protect the thing they care about, which is they don't want to piss you off. You've decided to be pissed off by that, and that's great, and I don't disagree. And as everybody gets good at this and everybody does it, that will happen. The reason I tell you that I don't agree right now is because I'm looking at the numbers. We have growth in conversion, not decline. Decline will come. Decline will come in 15 or 16 and 17, and then I'll look at it and I'll be like, aha, decline. And then I'll start worrying about some other shit. That's it. But what I do know is that SEM is down 17% in click-throughs this month. That Google AdWords, which I would have sat here in 2003 and yelled about, and I would have said it would have been ruined, and you would have asked me, I don't click them as much anymore because I used to like when Google was clean. And I would say, you're right. And I'd say, but not yet. And you'd say, why do you say that? And I would say, because I see the numbers. And then that decline started happening in 2012 because we got behaviorized, right? And so that's my answer, my friend. Marketing in the year that we live in. Too many people project what's gonna happen. Too many people don't wanna agree with what's happening. I don't give a fuck. I just care about right now.
Your buddy Dick.
What's your name?
Scott.
Scott.
Your buddy Dick, the Instagram, Snapchat
CEO.
guy, you didn't want to CEO. Like, how did you land him as a client? Did you use things like Instagram and Snapchat, or did you use, old school methods to land him as a client?
Oh, I like you. What's your name again?
Scott still.
Scott, I appreciate it. This is a great question. The answer is both. Him, word of mouth of another client, the work we did, word of mouth. Oh, by the way, if you're curious what social media is, it's the plumbing of word of mouth in our current society, if you're wondering. But to answer your question, because I know where you're going, let me paint you a picture of the $4.7 million account that I just landed using social media only in a way that nobody thinks about social media. So there was a CMO of a company I really wanted to get to, right? And I had no real angle. I have a big brand, so a lot comes to me, but I wanted this one. It was strategic for a lot of reasons. So I followed him on Twitter. Who's in B2B? Raise your hand. Awesome. So most of you are sitting here and saying, cool, but for B2B it's different. Let me explain how it's not different. I built a huge B2C business. I'm currently building a huge B2B business. I'm both. I'm really not prejudiced to either. I promise you, B2B is easier. Let me explain why. Unlike B2C, you know the fucking name of the person you're selling to. Let me just say that one more time. You literally know who the fuck you're selling to. Whether you know their name, you definitely know their title. It's ludicrous. I'm so pissed that I was in B2C for all those years. This B2B shit is fucking awesome. So, I do this every time. Anytime I want to sell to somebody in a B2B context, I take their name, I go to something called Google, I put it in, I hit the space bar, and I hit Twitter. And I find their Twitter account. 30 to 40% of the time, that person is on Twitter. Sometimes they're not, that's okay. But this time, that person was. And then I started following them. And I didn't hit them up with a tweet and say, hey, check me out. Hey, check out VaynerMedia. Hey, look at all this insane work we're doing for GE or Ritz or all that stuff. I didn't do those things. I didn't try to throw a right hook on the first date, right? I didn't do that. Nope. What I did was I listened. And I found out, Scott, that this guy is a huge St. Louis Cardinals fan because that's what he talked about. And so what I started doing, Scott, was doing all the same stuff that you and I have been doing for 20 years, but we've been doing them over steak dinners and golf and really inefficient ways like that. And I started using Twitter to listen to what this person cared about. And I started mapping his emotions. And when you map somebody's emotions, you can exploit them for sales. And so I started talking to this guy about, randomly, I wonder if I drafted Colton Wong on purpose or because I was strategic, but I drafted Colton Wong, upstart second baseman of the St. Louis Cardinals on my fantasy baseball team. And I started talking to him about Colton Wong, which made it very easy for him to look at my profile and see that I was the CEO of a social media agency at a time where he was debating the value of his. Got it? And every person in this room can do it. But it takes patience, it takes time, it takes being a great salesperson. You know what a great salesperson is? A listener. Most people suck because all they're doing is closing short term. Most of the salespeople that drive great results for me suck because they're short-term players. It's just a close. They're incentivized on the bonus, on the close that's in front of them. Life and building actual wealth and building an actual business is a marathon. It's an Ironman, not a sprint. All right? And so that's what I do. So I know where your question went. And I can tell you right now, I like them both. I love being here. I wish I didn't have to run and could stay 15 minutes, shake a hand, get a biz dev. I fucking live on that. I grew up with that. I love that. I do the same shit at scale on these platforms. Same feeling. You're gonna tell me when I love when people are like, well, it's not the same emotion. I'm like, really? A letter that was written to you didn't have any emotion in it? You don't get any emotion? Sure, tone can be lost in a text or in an email. Tone can be lost in a face-to-face conversation too. So that's the answer.
Hi, Gary. I'm Joe.
Hey, Joe.
So first of all, thank you very much. You're awesome.
Appreciate it, brother.
I would like to ask you a question. Can I come up to the stage and do a selfie with you and the Holy O behind us, because I'm part of the communications of Brooklyn and New York, and it would be really awesome to do that. It'll just take a minute.
Yes.
Thank you.
Let's clap it up for this man.
So I have something called a selfie poll. Have you
Yeah,
ever seen
yep,
them
I've seen it.
actually? Yeah, awesome. There we go. Let's do one like this so we get the side. And then the other side.
You got it?
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks, brother. Thank you so much. Now, if you think that shit would have happened in 2009, you're out of your fucking brains. Mark it in the year that we actually live in.
So Gary.
What's your name?
I'm Cheryl Barone.
Hey, Cheryl.
So 4 years ago, you came to see us in EO, New Jersey, and you convinced me to establish our footprint.
Who's from
in
Jersey?
Transportation.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And so people now think our company is much larger than it really is because of that. So that was an awesome event. So you did affect us at least. So now I'm asking you, we need to recruit freight agents to join our company. I'm looking, how could we use Instagram and Snapchat and stuff like that to do recruiting and get our name out there? Because that I'm really not able to figure out. Or what else would there be?
You should go to LinkedIn. You should search freight agents or whatever title they would use. You should map all those people. You should run LinkedIn ads to target them specifically. You should also take those names, put them in Google, add the word Twitter, and start talking to them. You will convert at scale.
Great.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hey Gary, David from EO New York. You came as well 4 years ago. I guess you were on tour, and you inspired me then. I didn't think I was going to learn anything new today because I said I saw him 4 years ago. What am I going to learn new? And I was really unbelievable. So one of the things that I think you talked about a lot of great things. One of the things that I feel was not talked about was the actual message.
Yeah.
And I think that's because you're so authentic. That's sort of, I think, helped your brand grow. Our target market is lawyers.
Yep.
So we're on LinkedIn, we're on AdWords, direct
Yep.
mail.
Yep.
I haven't felt like it would be authentic enough to go on Instagram or Vine. And yes, I don't even use them. But I guess not specifically for me, but for everyone, one of the things that I find when we go on Facebook or we go on that, what do? Here's a discount code. Here's this, here's that. And I feel that it would be sort of, yes, lawyers are people, but sometimes I feel it's hard to listen and have to stand out from the crowd from all of us bad marketers who are just saying discount code, discount code, discount code. So what is the how do you let us all be authentic in our own?
Yeah. First, I have a serious question.
Yeah.
Because that kind of blew my mind. Lawyers are people? Can you flash the book cover real quick, if you guys don't mind? Thanks for the question. I appreciate the setup. This entire book is predicated on your question. The reason I wrote this book is you're getting to the real crux of the issue, which is the creative is the variable of the conversion, right? So what I did there was that I did a textbook for an F student. It's 120 case studies of what's good and bad content on all those platforms. You can take it off. Got it? So let's get into that for a second. I first have to convince you guys that this is where the attention of the consumer is. This is why I love doing Q&A, because you've set me up for the comma, the next part. Now, if you believe, you actually have to know how to storytell on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, Instagram. And one thing a lot of you do, because I looked at some of the people using the hashtag for this event yesterday, I looked at their accounts and their businesses, you use the same picture and the same copy on Facebook as you do on Twitter. You even do the dumbest thing in the world, which is you connect your Facebook and Twitter account so copy goes to both places, because you've defaulted into thinking that social media is distribution. But what they are is they're platforms to actually storytell, and you're disrespecting the psychology of the person in the platform. When a 40-year-old woman or a 22-year-old woman is on Pinterest, her psychology is window shopping 3.0. When she's on Facebook, she's keeping up with her world. That is a different psychology, you need a different message. You said the real thing, my man. Lawyers are people. And so, you have a way better chance of closing a lawyer talking about fishing and golf and football and cooking or whatever the fuck they care about. And oh, by the way, Facebook knows what they care about. And creating contextual ads that matter, because we have tuned out the hard sell. That right hook in that book, it's hard to land because we've all stopped jabbing. And when you know the right hook's coming, you duck. And so the creative is the variable. Yes, I'm authentic, but I spend all my time trying to figure out what you want. Nothing else. You know, yes, I have bravado and confidence and ego and whatever it is, so it makes it easier for me to do my thing. But it's really not that hard to do. It's just that we want to say what we want to say versus we want to say what the other person wants. Humans are flawed. And humans are the ones that are making the marketing decisions, and that's why so much marketing sucks shit. You got it, brother.
Hey, Gary.
Hey, brother.
My name's Borzu. I have a
What's your
question
name?
about Borzu.
Borzik?
Borzu.
Borzu?
Yes.
Fucking awesome name. Shit, I wish my name was Borzu.
We do. We can work on that. We do B2B stuff, and I have trouble deciding sometimes when to go after stuff with my personal social media.
Yep.
Or like the company's social media.
Yep.
So where do you kind of like draw that line, or how do you pick and go after stuff?
You know, that's a good question. The truth is, that's an intuition game, right? That's like just a pure intuition game. Like, there's not enough, I mean, if I sat and looked at the context and you're like, here are the 15 leads, I think I'd have good intuition to figure out where to go, but that's like raw talent, right? That's like asking LeBron how to drop 33. You know, like, you know, I don't know, like, fucking do it. Like, you know, like, I mean, that's a tough one, because that is really instinctual sales, and you have a feel for the customer, and which, you know, that's understanding that, you know, that's me understanding that 6 people in this room didn't like this talk because they were clouded by the dirty mouth and it made them check out, and that's okay, I respect that. I really do. It's tact, it's understanding, and so you've got to figure that out for you more based on them than you. Back to the last answer, right? Guys, I'm pissed that I have to leave because I feel like we could have really jammed for an hour, and I have no idea who's speaking after me, but they're clearly not gonna be as good, and so, I'm just kidding, I'm sorry for overspeaking. And I wish you guys health and happiness. Thank you. Thank you.